Hey there, Andrea Reed here, and today we are going to do fascial maneuvers to release the torso, lower body, and our head and face. So here we go. Today we're going to start with the psoas release. And so psoas release, even though it's called the psoas release, we're actually releasing the ileocecal valve into where the small intestine and large intestine connect, the little valve there, and small intestine fascial restrictions on the left side. So we're going to start on the right side. I'm going to take the pads of your fingers to your belly button. We're going to go 2 inches over to the right and 1 to 2 inches down. You're going to look for, it's about 1 inch down for me. You're going to look for a tight spot that's there. It might be like a little button, or it feels maybe sore, maybe intense when you press into it. And so when you first start doing these releases, especially the psoas release, this can feel kind of burny, and it can feel almost like there's like a tearing sensation down into the front of the hip, maybe even into the inner thigh. And so if you experience that, just know that that's normal. We're releasing fascial restrictions, right? So pressing into that tight spot, we're going to pull in your spinal pelvic lock, so pulling the belly button into the spine, pressing into the part that's tight, rotating. You're going to give a thumbs up here, and you're going to pull. If you can't do the press, rotate, pull the first time, that's okay. Then what you do is you go over 2 inches over, 2 inches down, you find that tight spot, press into it, and just pull up. Ooh, actually I'm going to do that because I got a different sensation there. So see what works for you. Once you have a grip on that, you're going to take your opposite leg. So your left leg, you're going to take a step forward, lean back, and we're going to breathe together 6 times, in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slowly come up and release. You may notice we're breathing a little bit faster today. Whew. We're going to walk to integrate. So you can walk in a circle or in a figure 8, just assessing, the body's assessing where it is now that it has released some of that tension. Notice what you notice. I noticed that my right hip was already clicking and releasing. I actually feel some heat coming up already. So let's do the left side. Bringing the fingertips to the belly button. We're going to go 2 inches over to the left and about 1 inch down. Now, because everybody's different, to navigate geographically, you can also go to the crest of the iliacus, the top of the hip, and across to the belly button. And diagonally, about the midway, is where you're going to find that. Okay, so I'm going to go 2 inches over, 1 inch down. This is where you feel what feels right to you on your body. So I can find the tension spot right there for me. I'm going to press in and I'm going to pull up. Now take your opposite leg. This is your right leg. Take a step forward, lean back, and breathe with me. 2, 3. You can move to get the line of tension. 4, 5, and 6. Slowly come up. Notice which side you felt more burning, more tension, more sensation on. And let's just walk. See if you feel looser in your hips. Next one we're going to do is belly button torque. And so our belly button is our connection to mom energetically, and there's a lot of nerve endings and receptors here in the belly button. So this can be anytime we're working anywhere in the body, but especially in this area, in this region, it can bring up emotions. So if you notice that as we're doing any of these fascial maneuvers and you feel emotion rising up, it's actually a beautiful thing. It's your body releasing trapped emotions. So just in case you notice stuff coming up, you can pay attention to it. We'll breathe through it. You may notice like a wave, it can move through and continue on its way out. So if you have fingernails for the belly button torque here, you want to make sure that you're taking the pad of your fingers, not your nail, and you're going to press into the belly button. So with your right hand pressing into the belly button, you want it to feel a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to press in, you're going to kind of hit a wall there and notice that there's pressure starting to build up. And as you feel like you can't go in any further, you're really pushing in. Now you're going to rotate that right hand to give yourself a thumbs up. With your left hand, you're going to go directly opposite that belly button on your back. And you're going to rotate down, so thumbs down on the back. So we're going to grab the skin, grab the fascia on the back behind the belly button, rotate down, front, pressure in, rotating up. See if you can feel through the body where the fingertips meet each other. It's okay if you don't yet. And we're going to breathe together. 6 breaths, in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3, keeping that tension in there. 4, this is an arm workout too. 5, and 6. Whew. Okay, so my right hip released there again. Interesting, you can release that, let that go. And in between each of these fascial maneuvers, we want to make sure that we're walking to integrate, giving the body time and space to adjust to the new changes. Every time we do fascial maneuvers, there are releases that are happening. There's different layers that are no longer there for us. And so the body is self-assessing by moving. And as we move more, the body can get that information that that tension's no longer there. When I first started belly button torque, it was really hard for me to grab on the back. Everything felt so tight. A couple of times of doing that, and it feels softer. So let me know in the comments what you're experiencing. So we've done psoas release, we've done belly button release. Let's do solar plexus release. So actually solar plexus release, and then we'll do bladder release. So similar concept to how we did the belly button. You're going to take your right hand, the pads of the fingers, not the nails, and you're going to press into where your ribs kind of meet here, just a little bit below, soft spot right there. You're going to press in. This can be tight on a lot of people, and you're going to rotate and give yourself a thumbs up. We're unwinding fascial restrictions and patterns. On the back, so you're a little bit higher than you were before. This could even be on the bra line. You're going to grab the skin directly behind that area, and you're going to rotate down. So thumbs down in the back, thumbs up in the front, and let's breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's walk. See what you notice. Do you notice less tension in the torso? Do you notice heat rising? I actually am noticing some tension rising up into my jaw and the back of my head, which we're going to get to here in a minute. So notice what you notice. Notice what you notice. Okay, let's work on the bladder torque. So your bladder sits directly above where your pubic bone is. So you're going to reach and press on the pubic bone and then go a little bit higher, and you're going to find the bladder right there. So similar principle. Pads of the fingers on the right hand. You're going to press into the bladder. And actually, if you lean back a little bit, you can notice the bladder actually will pop out kind of into the hand there. And we're going to press in and rotate, giving a thumbs up. I actually didn't get a good grip there, and so I'm going to reset and try that again. Pressing on the skin. You can do this on the skin too. If you don't want to do this on the clothes, it's fine. And I'm going to use 2 hands to kind of rotate to get that. Yep, and I've got that in place. The left hand's going to go on the sacrum. So directly behind where you are on the bladder. I've had several tailbone falls in my life, and so I'm experiencing a lot of great releases from this. So grabbing the skin directly behind there on the sacrum, rotating to a thumbs down. Front hand, right hand is rotating to a thumbs up, and let's breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Usually around breath 5 or 6, I start to feel the tension softening. So let's take a walk to integrate that. You can drop a comment and let me know what you're experiencing. My hips are ready for the hip release. We're going to work on the lower body next. That's why I've got my table here. So now we're going to do some lower body releases. So you can do this, the hip release you can do on your bed, on the floor, on a mat, on a table if you have one. I've seen it being done in a car before. And so this is a great release for overall pelvic tension. It can correct rotations actually in the hips too. So what a gift to be able to have these available in-house for us to be able to use for ourselves. So we're gonna sit on the table with your feet flat on the table and knees bent. Slowly lower yourself down. See that you can see me there? Yeah. Okay, so take your right leg, cross it over your left. And here's where you have different variations. Let me show you first before you do this together with me. There's different variations that you can do with this. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna reach up and grab your ankles. The first time I did this, this was incredibly intense for my Sagittarius hips. So what I did when I first started this is I grabbed at the shin, or you can grab at the knee. And it's really whatever level you can grab at that allows you to get into the position and breathe so that we have that rotation, that counter rotation, and that release. Okay, so I'm gonna lean forward, lean my head towards my knees. I'm gonna grab my ankles. You can either grab at the ankles, the shins, or the knees. Bring your knees towards your head. Bring your head towards your knees. Turn your head to the right, and we're gonna breathe 6 in and out through the mouth. That drives the pressure down into the hips when we breathe in and out through the mouth. Whew. Pulling the ankles or shins or knees towards you and the head towards you. Let's go. 6 times. 2, 3, 4. You can rock as well. 5. Rotate if you need to. 6. And this is such a simple posture, such a simple position and maneuver to do that we definitely want to take a moment to integrate that before we move forward. It can really be done anywhere that you can sit. So if you were in the backseat of a car and you're on a long road trip, if you can cross your leg over, you can get in there, grab the ankles, knees, or shins, and just turn the head and breathe. So liberating. So let's walk to integrate that. I got lots of heat coming up. Okay. So working through the lower body reset now, we're going to go over to knees. So ideally, you'll be sitting with your legs at a 90-degree angle with your feet flat on the floor. My feet are actually dangling, but I'm going to still do that this way because it still works. And we're going to get on the skin of the knees. So taking your palms onto your knees, we're going to rotate, grab the skin, grab the fascia, and we're going to rotate to a thumbs up. So we're rotating the skin externally. Okay. Don't underestimate how simple this maneuver is. You can hold this position for a minute, for 3 minutes. This is subtle because when you release the knees, well, you notice what you notice. I'm going to share what I'm noticing. It's almost like a listening exercise. I can feel the ankles, especially on the left side, bottoms of my feet releasing. I can feel it moving up into my thighs and into my hips. Down the right side of my calf is starting to burn a little bit. And if you think about how the fascia is spiraled through our entire body, when we have a release in one area, it affects the whole. So let's breathe 6 times together now that we've been holding this for a moment. Breathe in. 2, 3. You can move as well with your head. 4. You can lean forward. 5. 6. I almost didn't want that to stop. This, like most of the fascial maneuvers, this is available to you anytime you need it. So if you're sitting somewhere watching TV, sitting at your desk, sitting maybe in a restaurant, I don't know, you can grab your knee, just do one at a time and just rotate it out and hold and breathe. You can do it anywhere. Just like we did with the upper body, you can do that on the elbow, anywhere. In line at the grocery store. They might notice if you're working on your knees in line at the grocery store, but people might be curious and want to know what you're doing. It might help them too. Okay, walking to integrate that. What do you notice in the knees? But also, I noticed that my hips are even freer than they were before. Isn't that funny? It's all connected. We're not just ever working on one thing. So up next we've got shin, calf, and hamstring release. And the principles of what we're going to do for each leg are going to be very similar. We're going to do 3 fascial maneuvers on the right leg, and then those same 3 fascial maneuvers on the left leg. So working on the shin first, interlock your fingers. And you're going to place them just like a hand's width above your ankle, grabbing the shin. My hands are sweaty now, so I'm actually getting a better grip than before. And what we're going to do is this is going to release all the fascia on the top of the foot. Of course, when we're working on our feet, we're also working on our hands and our jaw. Isn't that awesome? So grab the skin, pull it up towards the knee, lift the leg, and if you straighten your arms and lean back, point your toe, you may notice a pulling, even a burning sensation all the way down the front top of the foot, even down to the toes. Just see what you notice. If this is the first time you're trying this and it feels a little bit intense, just play with the direction that you go in, and we can breathe together, and you can rotate, and you can rotate the foot the opposite direction. You can point and flex the foot, point towards the nose, point the toe away. And we'll do 6 breaths. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. It's loosening it up a bit. 5 and 6. So we're going to do all 3 fascial maneuvers on this leg, and then we're going to walk to integrate and notice what we notice on both sides. Similar principle as we go on the calf, interlock the fingers, same spot, but behind the leg, on the back of the calf, back of the leg. And this is going to release the fascial adhesions, the fascia all along the Achilles tendon, into the heel, maybe even underneath the bottom of the foot. I used to get a lot of foot cramps, and this has really helped me. So here we go. Grab the skin on the calf. Same principle. You're grabbing it up, you're pulling it back towards the knee, you're feeling that pull down into the heel, and actually I get more release or more of that burning sensation if I pull my foot towards me, which makes sense if I'm flexing with that heel. keeping your arms straight, you can actually get more leverage and lean back and get more of a pull on there without having to use as much force. And then we're just rolling the ankle one direction and the other and breathing. Find the lines of tension for yourself. Where do you feel it in your body? Okay. Release and let that go. Let's do the hamstring. We're going to grab either on the skin, or I'm going to try it on the pants. I haven't done it on the pants before. I had shorts on last time, so let's try how it feels differently on here and see if I can get a grip on that. Same principle. We're going on the hamstring, so just above the knee, interlock your fingers. Press in to the skin, grabbing that skin, that fascia, pulling it back towards your hip. Lean all the way back, straighten. Actually, this one I'm going to bend this knee. No, I'm going to keep it flat. Straighten the leg, straighten the arms, lean back, just do the best you can. Even if you can only get a little bit of pull, every little bit helps as you build strength. And we're going to breathe and move the leg around and the ankle around. 2, 3, 4, and open the hip 2, 5, 6. Okay. So slowly stand up and let's walk to integrate that right side. And notice what you notice. I am noticing, well, let's get some wider steps in here. Yeah, I feel like my left side's heavier, and that's funny because rather than noticing that my right side is lighter, my brain wants to show me what's still tight rather than what's released, right? We don't always notice what we don't have anymore as much as what is there now somewhere else. So let's release the left side. How's everybody feeling? Okay. Shin release. Interlock your fingers onto the front of the shin. We're going to lean back, arms straight, get that leverage. I'm going to grab the skin, pull it up towards the knee, and I can feel that pull all the way down into the top of the ankle and top of the foot, and we're going to breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can do more if you want. I definitely feel this more on the sides of the feet, which is interesting on the left side. I've had surgery on both my feet, so I'm still working to release some of the scar tissue. It shows up differently for everybody based on what our experiences are. Calf release, interlock the fingers under the leg on the calf. I'm gonna grab the skin, pull back towards the knee, lean back, straighten those arms, get that leverage, and pull the toes towards you as we breathe together, rotating, rolling, finding that line of tension that works best for you. Pulling that skin back towards the knee. Okay. When you're ready, you can put that down. Now my hamstrings are ready on that left side. Let's interlock the fingers above the knee, under the leg on the hamstrings, grabbing that skin up, pulling it back towards the hips. Lean back, stretch the leg out, and breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is excellent for runners if you try this before you run, and probably after. So up next is ankle release. Sitting with your legs out in front of you, straight out in front of you, you're going to bend the right knee, take that right ankle, cross it over the left knee, and then kind of let this knee drop so that you can get access to this ankle. I'm going to rotate a little bit so you can see more. And you're going to take your left hand on your right ankle, just a little bit above it. You're going to take your right hand, place it just above that. And we're going to take the bottom hand, the left hand is going to grab the skin and rotate out. And the upper hand is going to grab the skin and rotate in. And we're going to breathe and roll this ankle around in different directions, pointing and flexing to release that ankle. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can even pick that whole leg up and do that too. Okay, so before you release that, we're gonna have our hands back in that position. Left hand is rolling forward, right hand is twisting and rotating back. We're going to switch directions now. So now you're going to take the left hand, pull the skin towards you, right hand is going to push the skin away from you, and we're going to do the same thing. Breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, slowly come up, take a little walk, see what you notice. I feel more warmth, definitely. More warmth and more ease in that entire right ankle. Okay, let's do the left side. Ooh, it's almost pins and needles, but like not painful. Like there's more increased circulation. So we're releasing the fascia. The fluids are moving through the body better. That was pleasant. Okay. Sitting with your legs straight out in front of you. Bend your left knee, cross your left foot over your right knee. We're going to take the right hand just above the ankle, left hand just above that hand. Take the skin, rotate on the right hand, you're going to rotate away from you. The left hand is going to rotate towards you. And let's breathe. And roll it around. And point and flex. 4, 5, 6. Okay, switch directions, pulling the skin on the right hand towards you and the skin on your left hand, woo, like a rope burn, away from you, and breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one felt way more intense. So notice if one side feels tighter than the other. Let's get up. Walk around, see how you feel. It's also normal to feel lightheaded as you're doing this. So if you're feeling lightheaded, we're getting more oxygen to the brain. That's a normal sensation. Can definitely relate to that right now. Okay, so we worked on the torso, we worked on the hips, lower body. Now we're gonna do the face, neck, and head. And so we're going to release a lot of tension from the face, neck, and head. This is so exciting for me, especially as someone who's had a lot of jaw issues, a lot of head injuries, a lot of concussions. So the first one we're going to do is called peekaboo. And we're only going to do this on one side. So you're going to take your right hand, reach around to your left trap, just on the back of your neck. Just going to grab kind of right here. And you're going to press down in the skin. And you're going to pull it towards the neck. Turn your head to the right. We're going to do, this is rotation and counter rotation for these releases. So grabbing the skin, pulling it towards the neck. This is kind of, I don't want to say complicated, but there's a lot of steps, so we're going to go slow. Grabbing the skin with the right hand on the neck, back of the neck, pulling it towards you, towards the head. Turn the head to the right. And you can just kind of pin the arm even into like the ear and the side of the head. You're going to grab it in like this and pin it. Now with your left hand, you're going to grab your cheek and you're going to pull it away. So we're pulling this direction with this hand and this direction with this hand. And this is often, if you notice, there can be an imbalance in the height of someone's eyes from left to right. The fascia doesn't wrap around our head evenly in the same way. So we're going to release some of those fascial restrictions and see what you notice. So a fascial facelift, right? So pulling the skin with the right hand, pinning the face to the right arm, taking the left hand on the cheek, pulling it up towards the ear, pulling in the spinal pelvic lock, so belly button is pulled into your spine, coming into a squat, head is rotated to the right, body's rotating to the left, that left hand is pushing up, and we're going to kind of twist and look up a little bit and breathe. 2, 3. Well, let's do 3 in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3. Slowly come up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Lots of heat releasing for me in the face. Thank goodness for the integration process and for walking. And just feel what you notice in your body. If you don't have space to walk, you can actually just kind of sway from side to side, or you can walk in a little circle in front of you, or you can walk in a figure 8. Awesome. Okay, the next one we're going to do is called antler twist. And so, Canadian in me, the moose. Antler twist, let me show you first. I'm going to take the palm of the right hand. We're going to place it on the temple with your fingers facing backwards. Okay? Your left hand is going to have your palm on your temple, fingers facing forward. So if you're in Bodywork already, think about rotating, counter-rotating our sphenoid in here. We're releasing that tension on the bone right through here. So palm on the right temple, fingers facing behind you. Palm on the left temple, fingers facing forward. You're going to squeeze in, so you're going to press in. When you have that tension, you're going to rotate so your fingers, squishing my face, are pointing up. Okay? And if your face is slippery and you lose your grip, it's okay. Just reset, grab the skin, press it in, and rotate. Fingers up. Let your fingers release on the top of your head. And we're going to breathe together, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3. Look up, breathe in. Rotate to the right. Exhale down. Look up, breathe in. Rotate to the left, exhale down. Come into a squat. Look up, breathe in. Rotate to the right, exhale down. Look up, breathe in. Rotate to the left, exhale down. Slowly come up and release that. the shoulders. Wiggle it out. Let's walk. Walkity walk, walk. And see what you notice in the head. If you notice head and neck tension releasing. Okay, up next is called on the face, head, and neck release. It's called getting cheeky. And we're gonna do a similar principle with this, with our fingertips on the cheeks. Okay, so with your fingertips of your right hand, you're gonna place them on your right cheek, facing forward, and on your left cheek, facing back. And we're gonna rotate. So we're gonna grab on here, and we're gonna rotate. And we're gonna breathe. 2. 3. And you can move around. 4. 5. 6. Slowly come up and release. And when we're working on the jaw, we're also working on the ankles and the toes. So before we worked on the feet, it was helping our jaws. Now we're working on our jaw and it's helping our feet. Okay, vagus nerve reset. Here we go. Super important for stress, for panic attacks. I used to have panic attacks all the time. This can be a very, very effective way to release stress and panic in the body in a very quick way. So with your, let's start with the right hand. With your right hand, you're gonna grab the trap behind your neck. Nope, just kidding. That was getting cheeky. For the vagus nerve release, we're gonna grab the trap on the front. And you're gonna rotate and you're gonna pull the skin away from the neck. What we're gonna do is we're gonna counter rotate with the left hand on the cheek. I'm gonna show you first. And think about we're creating as much space between the jaw and the shoulder as possible. This hand is gonna turn and push this way. This hand is going to guide in this direction, okay? So right hand is on the trap. Oop, my hips are still releasing. Right hand's on the trap. Grab that skin with your fingertips, rotate, pull it away from your neck. Left hand grabs the cheek, pushes that away. I can feel that in my feet already. Wow, that's incredible. Whew. Okay, so slowly come into a squat, pull in your spinal pelvic block, rotate your body to the left, come on down a little bit further. I'll move back so you can see more. So we're slowly coming into a squat, rotating the body to the left, head to the right, and breathe. 2, 3, pull that skin away from the head. 4, pull the cheek away from the shoulder. 5, 6, slowly come up and release. See what you notice. We've done a lot of work here so far. Things might start to feel differently in your body. So walking in a circle, integrating that side. I definitely notice my left side of my jaw is a lot looser than my right. So let's go on to the other side. Vagus nerve release on the right side. Take your left hand, place it on the trap. Press down, rotate, pull the skin away from the head with your right hand on your right cheek. You're gonna push the right cheek up in this direction. You can even grab the skin and the fascia and kind of rotate it like this. And we're gonna turn the head to the left, pulling the skin away, creating as much space between here and here as you can. So you're pulling this way and this way. Head to the left, rotate your body to the right, come into a squat. It's a lot to do. Pull in your spinal pelvic block and let's breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Slowly come up, release the hands, release the arms, and let's walk. Whew. And we've got 2 more fascial maneuvers to do to complete the face, head, and neck series. Next one is the sinus release. Sinus pressure. Let's release some of that. Take your right hand on the left side of your sinus. You're gonna pin the skin just along the left side of the nose with your right fingers and pull a little bit away. Left hand, you're gonna grab the cheek and you're gonna pull in this direction too. We're gonna pull at the spinal pelvic lock. I'm actually gonna come into a bit of a squat and we're gonna breathe in through the nose. So you'll be breathing in through this nostril because this one's pinned closed. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3. You can rotate. 4, 5, and 6. Slowly come up. Walk to integrate. Oh, that's nice. If you've had a lot of dental work or if you have a very high palate, that can create some sinus tension sometimes. So I actually feel like I can hear a little bit better too on this left side. Let's do the right side. Take your left hand, pin the skin on the right side of the nose, right hand on the cheek, pushing it away. So you're doing opposite motion. You're pinning here and you're pulling this away. Spinal pelvic lock pulled in and come into a squat and breathe in through the left nostril, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3. You can rotate as you go. 4, 5, and 6. Slowly come up. I actually like to VitaFlex in some essential oils into the sinuses before doing that as well. If there's a lot of congestion, anywhere you see like red blotchiness and stuff and heat coming out, those are releases. That's a beautiful thing. So our last fascial maneuver for this session, this one is the ear pull. And so when we do the ear pull, we're also going to be releasing, we're going to be grabbing the ears and pulling in different directions. We're going to be releasing the fascia all around from the temples. So any head injuries, side of the head injuries can have, different areas locked up. So we're going to be releasing fascial restrictions around the jaw, but also, wow, they're red already. Also gallbladder meridian restrictions, okay? So with your fingers, if you can't get a grip on the ears really well, you can use Kleenex. Like I've put Kleenex over my hands and it just sounds crinkly in your ear. You just grab the ears and you can pull up. People have also used like socks or things like that just to get a better grip. If you lose your grip partway, just let go, reset, super easy. So we're gonna grab the tops of the ears and we're gonna pull up. Put your head up. This can be actually, before we just get started on this part of the body can actually connect to emotional centers of the brain. And so we're gonna go slow and steady pulling directly up as we breathe in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Breathe in. 2, 3. My fingers are slipping, so I'm going to get another grip. And 3 in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in. Waking up. 2. You can rotate. 3. I'm feeling that all the way down the back of my head and down into my spine. Now drop the shoulders. Grab that grip on the ear. Dropping the shoulders, pulling down. Breathe in. 2, 3. We're going to look under the elbow as well. Breathe in. Rotate right. Exhale down. Breathe in. Rotate left. Exhale down. Come into a squat. Actually, I'm going to pull the ears up now. Just play with what feels right to you. Pulling the ears up. Breathe in through the nose. Look up under the arm. Exhale down. In through the nose. Look up under the arms, exhale down. Come back up and release. And notice how you feel. So leave a comment. Let me notice what you experienced in this session. Just take a little walk here to integrate that. That was a lot of release, a lot of movement happening. If you didn't notice a whole lot of release happening with some of these things, because it maybe was the first time that you've done this, that's okay. Every little bit helps. Every little bit that's freer helps the whole. And so notice what you notice. Drop your questions and comments here. Let me know what you thought of that. Thank you so much.